having childhood interest to become a famous actor, then becoming an award-winning radio DJ, this guest is back at it and traveling the nation doing what he loved doing from day one. Winning awards and gaining nominations in his industry, he also has the talent and drive to soon be alongside the Hollywood elites. You're watching Driven, and this is Danny Trevino. Danny Trevino, let me see here. From radio DJ awards to award-winning films, acting and producing, over a decade of being the Austin Spurs MC, and now a family man with a new child.
Yep.
Do you feel like you're getting started all over again, or is it time to slow down the brakes?
Well, you know, having a child is definitely a life-changing moment. Yes. I had my daughter Dakota. She's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, and you know, that makes me want, you know, my drive increased. Okay. It makes me want to work harder. You know, it makes me want to just keep getting better and better, not just for myself, but for her. You know, so that she can look at Daddy and be like, "Oh, that's my dad. I'm proud of him." You know,
my dad on TV.
Yeah, that's my dad on TV. Yeah.
That's my dad on the movies or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
But how did all this start? Because, you know, when I talk to people here in Austin, obviously people that have been around for a while, even the new ones, transplants, I think they call themselves, that are coming from everywhere, Danny Trevino's name keeps getting associated with film, television. I mean, just, you know, not in the past year alone, Schlitterbahn billboards, I think. Was it Spectrum television?
Yeah, we had a Spectrum ad as well. Yeah.
And then was it Rent-A-Center or Aaron's Rental?
Aaron's commercial. Yeah. Also a Reliant Energy.
Oh my God.
I've done a lot of commercial work. You know, a lot of film work.
Yeah.
Recently as well.
But how did it all start, though?
You know, it started. You know, when I was a little kid, I had a big imagination, you know, and my parents would take me to the movies. My aunt would take me to the movies. And, you know, I would see Star Wars, or I would see, you know, Indiana Jones. And I'm like, I want to be that guy. You know, I want to be a Jedi. You know, who doesn't? You know, something cool like that, you know. So it just kept going with that. You know, I would make home videos. My dad bought a camcorder, and I would start filming.
What year was this, do you think?
Oh, gosh, I don't even remember, man. It was a long time. It was with
'80s?
The big old camcorders, like, with, you know, that you have on your shoulder, you know? Yeah, so... you know, I would make funny videos with my cousins, you know, like just little skits, things like that. And then once I got to, you know, to middle school, I got enrolled into a theater class.
Okay.
And the first time I walked onto a stage, I was just like, and I saw lights, you know, like that are here in the studio.
Fascination
I was just like, whoa, this is cool. I want to be, you know, on that stage under those lights. And, you know, and even before I could talk, I mean, not talk, before I could read, there was a play that we put on, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, right?
Okay.
And for some reason, the teacher decided to have me recite "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" in front of a whole audience while the play was going on behind me. I couldn't read yet, you know.
So, how old were you?
Yeah, that was last year. I was kidding. No, but you know, I couldn't read yet. I would just look at the pictures of what was going on, and she would flip the pages, and I was on a mic, and I did it. And my parents were just like, I don't know where he gets that from.
Was there any fear, or was it just go?
It was just, you know. It was never any fear, you know. It just, you know, I just wanted to learn and have fun, you know, because back then you did it for fun, and I still do it for fun now, you know. But it's just, it's kind of just always been in me, you know.
Well, nowadays it's not like a real job.
Yeah.
I mean, technically your body is physically somewhere for whether it's a 20-hour shoot or a 15-hour shoot. Technically it's there. But it's not like you have a supervisor over your shoulder telling you, come on.
Yeah.
I know y'all are on time constraints with these shoots, but it doesn't feel like a job, right?
It doesn't feel like a job, you know, and it feels like fun. You know, even in the worst moments, you're in, you know, bad conditions. Let's say it's too hot or it's freezing, it's raining on you, you know, something like that. You know, but then when you look back at it, you're like, man, that was fun, you know? And so it drives you to keep going and going and going.
Yeah, of course. Now, you went to college, correct?
Yes.
And where'd you go to school, by the way?
I went to Texas State University.
Okay. One of our guys that was here actually went to Texas State as well.
Eat 'em up cats.
There we go. So now, you went to college for?
I was a mass comm major and a theater minor.
Okay.
So my freshman year in college.
So basically you were a YouTuber before you
Yeah, and you know, and I became that major because at orientation they said that they had a college radio station there, and so my freshman year I went right over there and applied to the college radio station, which is 89.9 KTSW, the other side of radio, and there's like an alternative rock station, and and I auditioned for them, and I got a gig my freshman year, and I think I was one of the first freshmen to ever have a show at KTSW.
So roughly 19 years old.
18 years old.
18 years old on the radio already.
Yeah, I was on the airwaves, and then I kept going with that, and then and then I'd have my theater classes. So I was doing radio and theater, and I loved it.
So once you finished college, what happened next? Did you go work? Did you go and say, "Hey, I'm gonna start doing more videos"?
Actually,
there was no YouTube.
Right. So
TikTok back then.
Yeah, right. And so basically, what happened was my senior year of college, I stopped going to college. I wanted to become a DJ. And so I started spinning at clubs, having too much fun. Thought I was going to become a promoter, and I was like, oh, I'm going to move to Miami, become this big promoter, which didn't happen. And my parents were like, we should have said that, before, these 3 years of college.
We spent all this money.
Yeah, but I always made a promise to my dad that, no matter what, if I did do a film or if whatever came up, that I'd always finish college.
I see.
And so then after a few years hiatus, I came back to college. Texas State, and that first week of college, I got a call from Hot 93.3 here in Austin, the radio station, and they were looking for.
Hold on, but did you apply or?
No, someone called and said, "Hey, do you still do radio?" And
hold on, someone randomly from Hot 93.
Yeah, a sales girl said that they were looking for a guy, to start off all either nights or weekends, and and your name came up. She brought up my name.
That's
I know
really
a guy.
Cool. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
So the first week in college, coming back, my senior year, I'm in class just trying to go Hot 93.3, number one for nonstop hip hop, Hot 93.3, and just kind of like saying it so much, just
from saying the other side of radio.
Yeah,
for so long.
And so and then I had to go up and do an audition, a live on-air audition. So they put me on air at like midnight. And they recorded me, and then like that next week I got the job. So I was still a senior in college, but I was on the radio here in Austin.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
It was pretty cool.
Early 2000s, I would assume? Or?
Yeah, 2005, 6, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So
4, yeah.
Okay, so while you're on radio in Austin, we'll get into that here in a sec, but while you're on radio, was there any acting, any of that going on? Or?
I didn't really have time. Okay. I wanted to, but the radio became my focus because I was on the air. I wanted to.
It's a legit station.
Yeah, it was an awesome station.
FM too, not AM.
Yeah, it was an FM station, and we were hot. It's literally called Hot 93, but we were the hot station in town. We had all the great DJs spinning for us, and we had it was just a fun station. And that's back in the day when radio DJs really went out into the community and did stuff with the listeners.
The live remotes.
Yeah,
I think it was
and so it kind of it was reaching out to the city of Austin, and they were reaching back to us. And it became like a big, family fun thing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really have a lot of time to, and I was still at school too, And
he's trying to study and trying to be a DJ.
So it was a lot of things going on for me. And then there was a point in time where I was on the air 7 days a week.
Okay. While you're still in school.
Well, no, it's after
after
school graduated, and so there was no time to go to auditions, anything like that. So yeah.
So really, your first love, we'll call it, was really acting.
Yeah.
It's really acting, and then you got a real job, we'll call it, because technically you're an employee.
Absolutely.
As a radio DJ. So at what point in your career did you start saying, "Hey, I need to do what I really want to do"? I mean, the DJ stuff is cool. I'm sure. Just even interviews like this, you were probably on the other side of the mic.
Yep.
Or you were really the one controlling the interview, getting. And by the way, just because it was so long ago, what were some celebrities back then that you were interviewing that now you've seen them just take their career to whole other levels?
Oh yeah, 50 Cent.
Really?
Got to interview him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
And and I think he was promoting his Saint Valentine's Day Massacre album. So I think that was his like second.
That
album.
one dropped the same day that was it Kanye?
It was like around the Super Bowl time. I remember that. So
I think it dropped the same day somebody else dropped, and they were going back and forth arguing about something. Yeah.
And then Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Kevin Hart came into town, and he came on my morning show at the time.
Okay.
And we had a fun interview. And I always made it a point to whenever comedians came on my show, if they were performing at Cap City or whatever it may be, that I would go support them. So he's like, hey,
let me get your cell phone number too.
He's like, hey man, like let's come out to my show. Got some tickets. I was like, okay, boom, did that.
Yeah.
And then we went out and partied that night too. Me and him, and that was before he became the mega superstar that he is today. And
God, at least.
I mean, that was a long time
15
ago.
years?
Yeah, so
Maybe
he was.
15 years
I mean,
ago?
he was like, he was best known for soul playing at the time.
With Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop
with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, and he just really took off. And and when you see that people take off like that, you're happy for him.
Yeah.
And but there was also something in the back of my head saying like, I could be interviewed one day. And maybe the roles were reversed. And here we are today. The roles are reversed.
No. Before we leave off of the celebrities, I want to ask you this: your honest, take on this. Who was one that you didn't believe in? That you said they're a one-hit wonder, or this guy or this girl, they ain't really gonna go nowhere, but they really blew your mind and took off.
Oh man, I don't even know if I really ever thought that, because I think
or someone you just saw, just another rapper, just another hip hop singer.
Well, I don't really want to draw any negative attention to anybody.
No.
Like that,
but I want honesty though.
Yeah,
like who did you think like? They don't really got it, but they proved you wrong, though.
Kim Kardashian.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I was like, she was, famous for a certain thing.
Yeah. And that was it. That'd be the end of her.
Yeah. And then that girl blew up. So it's just one of those things. You see someone and it's like, boom, they blow up.
Just out of nowhere. Yeah. Because we don't know the drive that they have behind what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
But they got our attention for a sliver in time.
And now they're the Kardashians. Like
exactly. She opened the floodgates for all of them, basically.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the radio thing is going, and now you want to get back into the acting. But what happened during that time for you to say, I need to go full force acting, or how did it happen?
We all got laid off.
Okay.
Yeah. So
still with Hot
93.3. Yeah.
Still with
I was there, I believe. I don't remember how many. Like I think 2003 to 2009, so 6 years. And then like the week before Thanksgiving. So it's coming up on its 10-year anniversary. I think we're going to have a Hot 93.3
the 10-year layoff anniversary.
Yes. And so, I did my morning show that morning, and then they had a meeting, and they're like, hey, we need everybody to come to the office. So
and y'all were popping at that time, because y'all were the hot station.
Yes.
And not just by the term.
No. Yeah.
Or what are the call letters?
Yeah,
or call whatever, but it was really the hottest station in Austin.
Yeah, our advertising was sold out through, for a couple months, and that's, where the money comes in, the advertising dollars, and
I was buying media at that time, Emmis. I think you were Emmis, right?
Yep. And then they're like, okay, after today, y'all no longer have jobs, and after Friday, there's no more Hot 93.3. And we're like, whoa. And we were just shook. We had to go downstairs, pick up our severance checks, and then I had to figure out what to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was just like, well, what else do I love to do? And I was like, I need to get back into acting. Yeah. And then so I just started going on auditions.
And this is what year, by the way?
2009.
2009, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, so 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so coming up on that 10-year mark of when I really tried to say, all right, let me go for it.
Yeah.
And here we are today, I started going auditions and, eventually got an agent and and then,
Just started doing little, because you were, was it Varsity Blues?
Yeah, so that was before I got like a summer in college, my first extra gig.
Yeah.
And on the movie Varsity Blues, with James Van Der Beek, Paul Walker, a bunch of other guys, and it was MTV's first movie.
Okay.
And
that was your first official movie.
Yeah, and so we got on there, and we were extras, and we were on the West Canaan Coyote football team, and I was one of the injured guys in the back, and it just blew my mind being on a real movie set.
Okay.
And I was like, I got to do this. And then, I was an extra in the Alamo movie, which a lot of actors out there were.
Everybody's done.
All the Mexicans, yeah. So basically, they hired us to be the Mexicans who stormed the Alamo. And then, but then I, eventually started going for more, bigger roles, and things like that.
So during all this time, financing yourself, funding yourself, little odd jobs here and there?
Oh
or?
yeah. There was a time when I was doing any kind of just regular job because you can't have a regular like 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Because auditions are during the week.
You can't call in every other day.
Yeah, I know. Like your boss isn't going to let you go to try to get another job. I'm gonna go get this other job real quick.
Don't mind if I go to.
Yeah.
And you want to know something, by the way, and this really, one of the reasons that, I don't want to say one of the reasons, but one of the things that I'll never forget, okay? And you might remember this, okay? And this actually means a lot to me, okay? Because seeing the drive that you had for just consistency over the years. I don't even remember I walked into a grocery store, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh.
I said, no, nothing bad. But this is what I admire, and I'm gonna tell you why. I walk into the grocery store. I think you're on the right side. And I look, I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Whatever. And it was something with newspapers or magazines, okay?
Yep.
But here's the thing, though. Let me tell you why I admire this, okay? Because you were doing, by this time, I think Hot 93 was already done with, obviously. You're doing a bullshit job.
Yep.
Okay, realistically, it was.
Hated that job, yes.
Okay, yeah, no, but it's okay, though. It still put money in your pocket to fund, pay the bills, pay the water, pay the electric, pay cell phone, whatever. So by me seeing that, okay, in my mind, I said, this dude is doing whatever it takes to be able to fund his real life.
Yeah.
Because everybody has real life outside of YouTube and Snapchat and Instagram and whatever. Okay, that's real life. Like, hey, I got to pay my stuff. But when I saw that, and I never told you this for years, when I saw that, I was like, this dude gets it. He's willing to do whatever he needs to do temporarily, of course, to be able to say, I need to do this, go to this shoot, do this, because like you said, if you're, and it doesn't matter if you work at Target or if you work at a call center or you work for the state of Texas, when you're stuck somewhere 9 to 5, you have no freedom, you have no liberty, and on top of that, you have no ownership of the business itself. But by you being able to do this, you might have looked at it as part-time or one day a week, whatever it was, I don't know. But you're able to move around.
Yeah.
And that's where I said, this guy's willing to do whatever it takes. Because there's other people, and check this out, just real quick. There's people that hit me up on Instagram to come to my workshops, because obviously I'm a marketing guy. They want to come, they say, well, thing is, I got to work that day. And it could be 3 weeks in advance. They could, schedule it or call in or whatever it is. Okay? And they say, well, I'm going to learn a lot at your workshop, blah, 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 but I got to work that day. And I said, let me ask you a question. And this, I'll show you DMs if you need to see them. And I say,
I'm good. I believe you.
Let me share right now. But I tell them, I say, the knowledge that you'll take away that you can utilize for the rest of your life to make more money for something you really want to do is your $10, $15, $20 an hour for 8 hours worth more than what I'll teach you. Yeah, you're right. But guess what? They still don't show up.
Yeah.
Because they're so constrained to, I need to go make this $18 an hour for, I don't know. We could go on and on about it. But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not willing to say, let me call in for the day or request off so I can go get this knowledge from this guy that I look up to and knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
So,
I remember being embarrassed a little bit, because I was trying to, we're trying to sell newspaper subscriptions at HEB.
It was bullshit. It was bullshit,
But, that's coming from being a radio DJ, a popular radio DJ here in Austin, to now trying to sell newspapers prescriptions at HEB,
where
at
everybody
grocery
goes
stores.
to.
And it was just like, seeing people there, it's just like, it was embarrassing to me, but I was like, hey, I got to do something, where I can stay flexible and do things. And you know how hard it is to sell newspapers when everything's online now? You get everything online. So it was a while back, and that was before Uber and Lyft were in town. Which is now there's so many other ways to make money. If you
true.
You can do Uber or Lyft. You can go deliver for favor. All kinds of different things. So there's a lot more ways to make money.
But I admire that though. I just wanted to make, because I've never, you never.
I didn't know that. I didn't even remember that you saw me do that.
No, we had like a 10-second conversation. I think it was like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
But at that point, I admired you more for what you were doing now, because I'm like, he gets it.
Yeah.
He's not, even though you're embarrassed, like in your mind, you don't give a crap.
Yeah.
You just go.
I had to go do it. I had to do what I had to do to, make money and, and also just to make sure that I didn't have, a regular boss to where, I couldn't go to an audition or I couldn't go to something.
Yeah. So what was the first big role that you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm getting traction now?
Well, not about traction necessarily, but I'll tell you that one of the best experiences I got to do was I got to be a stand-in on Robert Rodriguez's From Dusk Till Dawn project.
Yeah.
And I got to do that for 20 episodes.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a long time. 20 episodes of television, that's 2 seasons. Damn. And so just by being on set and paying attention, I learned
how it works,
how everything works, how this crew member does his job, how just set etiquette, things like that. Being around cameras like this, being around other people while they watch you perform, watching other actors perform, learning from them, Dude,
let me ask you a question. So those bigger actors, we'll call them for right now, the bigger actors, did they have coaches, or how would you notice that people were I don't want to say they're handlers, but were they having people come in, no, do it like this, or
no, like that's
or
what,
they were just
that's what the director does,
yeah.
So once you got the part, you got the part. The director's job is to help you mold that role, and but just watching different actors act and the way they do it, I learned from them.
Okay.
And so I was just trying to soak it in like a sponge. And so that was
get paid for it too.
Yeah, and plus it's a steady job, and it was a steady job on television. And then I was a body double sometimes too, so I would be able to be on camera as the other character, And
so it's like a contract that you sign for X amount of episodes, or
well, you never know, they could let you go at any moment, just like anything,
Very true, I guess,
so you just hope that they keep calling you back, and then they called me back for another season. And that was really cool, and I even got in an episode once, and that was pretty cool. And it was just that learning experience and meeting the crew members here in Austin, and that helped me get into more independent work, independent films.
Because you've produced how many projects now of your own?
Let's see. I've produced 2 projects now so far, and 3 projects now. And it's a crazy experience when you produce and try to act. That's a whole.
You're back and forth, and
the first time I did it was a little overwhelming. A series called Sponsors. It was a web series, and there was a point that I was like, oh yeah, I got to act. I got the pizza on the way, or whatever it is.
Got to tip the guy.
Yeah, but I got to act in the scene. So yeah, it's definitely a different world that it takes a lot to do both.
I see what you're saying. So when did you say, or when did you tell yourself, hey, I can do this myself?
I think just
after how many projects?
I think learning so much on those episodes as being a stand-in. Just learning that I could do this too. I also did 10 episodes on the Sun on AMC as a stand-in episode as well, and as a stand-in as well. And so just 30 episodes of television, even though it's behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, you just even being an hour on a set, you learn a lot.
It's crazy.
Even 1 simple hour.
Yeah, and so that helps you as an actor. Because when you do go in front of the camera, you're already used to all the chaos around you.
Yes.
So that you can give your performance because you've been used to this.
Yes.
So it really helped me a lot.
So were the films that you're in now, the ones you've produced, I saw you recently got an award for, or how many awards have you won? Or
oh gosh, I don't know how many we've won because I've been on different films that have won awards. But recently a film I produced and star in called Headphones, directed by Kanan Capshaw, and stars me and Katusha Robert. It's a short film, but we recently just won Best Dark Comedy at the LA Film Awards in Los Angeles. And
so you're flying all over the country by now.
Yeah, and we also got nominated for Best Acting Duo. We didn't get that one, but hey, it's all right. And and we've gotten other awards at the Webisode Festival in Houston. We won Best Comedy, Best Original Screenplay. So and then we have a lot more festivals coming up soon with this project as well.
Just nonstop, go.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Well, let me ask you though. So what is now? Because now obviously it's changed from 2003, 2005, 2008. What is the drive behind it all now? Is it because it's a passion? Is it because it's the paper? Is it because you just enjoy the lifestyle of going, partying, flying across the country now, being on the set? What exactly is the drive now? Because maybe 15 years ago, it might have been a little bit different.
Yeah, I think, back in the day when I was on the radio and I wanted the bright lights, like I wanted the fame kind of, but but nowadays I don't necessarily want the fame. I want to be a consistent working actor.
Okay.
And of course if I took off that'd be great, but I want to work. It's about the content. It's about it's about working, having fun what you do and getting paid, So it's like you want to be consistent with that.
Okay.
So I want to be able to be on a television show for, let's say 10 years running or something like that, and just have a consistent paycheck, and
it opens the doors to so many other opportunities.
Yeah, and then that way you don't have to do other side jobs or do anything like that.
Scramble around.
Yeah, so definitely, it's for the love of the game. And you go to auditions all the time. You get turned down all the time. You've
rejection,
got to have,
rejection,
you have to have thick
rejection.
skin, and even if you go to like 30 auditions and you don't get a part, maybe that next audition is the one that's going to get you a part.
True. That could change your life.
Yeah, never know.
It could change your life. And speaking of change, obviously in the past 10 years, okay, we've seen YouTube, 05, 06, I think YouTube technically started. Obviously MySpace had its little thing for a while, or had its run for a minute. You have, like Periscope, Vine was huge for a while. Instagram now has 1 minute videos. Facebook, I think up to 2 hours videos, whatever it is. And TikTok now. So let me ask you this though, because we're transitioning into change, is when you first got into it, or back in the day, we'll call it, you literally needed Hollywood, we'll call Hollywood the industry,
right?
Whether it was for television or film, you needed Hollywood to be able to be seen, get attention, get famous, get popping, however you want to classify it. But nowadays, because the gatekeepers are gone, which could be whatever these big producers and directors are, what are your thoughts, or how do you feel about the people that say, screw Hollywood, I'm going to get popping on TikTok. I'm going to get popping on Instagram, because nowadays you look at, there's a girl named Damn Homie, a really funny Russian girl, comedian type, short clips, whatever. She first caught my attention when she had like 30,000 followers on Instagram. I think now she's at over 500,000.
Wow.
Very fun, very beautiful girl. Like some of the stuff she says, you look at her and be like, she should not be, she shouldn't be talking like that.
Yeah.
But she gets away with it, and it's really funny. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I've seen, whether it's TikTok or Vine or Instagram, these people that blow up doing these short little videos, they don't need the fancy cameras, the fancy lights. They take it upon themselves. They get their little homie or homeboy or whoever to hold the camera, the iPhone. What are your thoughts on those people compared to people like you that, let's say, you're not focusing on TikTok or short Instagram videos, and you really want to be on a major set of a $1 million or $30 million film or whatever it is? What are your thoughts on those?
Well, I think it's great that you can, first of all, create your own content.
Okay.
I think that's a great thing for a lot of people, because, some people are just doing it just for, likes and shares or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
and
the clout.
The clout, the free.
Do it for the clout.
The free stuff that they get, and, so I think that having more options to create is always a good thing.
Okay.
Now some Hollywood studios, though, are hiring social media influencers to be on their shows,
their films, or
whatever it may be, just because they have a built-in audience already.
Yes.
So it's a good, but that could also take away from another actor who wanted to audition for that part, right?
True.
So it's a good and bad, but you just got to adapt with the times. If
Do
you don't
you
adapt, if you don't adapt with the times, you're gonna get left behind.
True.
So,
but now let me ask you this: so, do you give those viral stars the same respect that you would give somebody like you that's going to real auditions, busting their ass, living, I don't want to call it check to check, but living job to job, realistically? Because they might work at Target in the receiving area for all we know.
Yeah.
Or they might work as a grass cutter, it doesn't matter. But they're finding the time to do that. So do you give those people the same type of respect, or are they kind of like, honestly speaking, are they kind of like, well, they're not really an actor, they're just acting a fool type of thing?
Well, no, I give them respect, because if you make it, you make it. Hey, if you get in between the lines and you're on a set, hey, you're here with us. You're part of the team.
Yeah. You made the cut.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So basically, once if you're on a movie with somebody, let's say they are a social media influencer.
Let's say the Cash Me Outside girl, for example. Or
if she's on a set with me, you've got to try to be a good teammate.
True.
You
I
know,
see what
you
you're
want to
saying.
make your whole cast better. You know, so maybe you can, you know, help out in a way and help help them become better actors or whatever they may be. You know,
Yeah.
and
And
so
see, a lot of these people, but here's the thing though, they don't have formal training.
Mm-hmm.
So to them, and this is how I'm impressed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these viral actors, they really have no I mean, I'm assuming, have been trained for acting.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to boom, switch modes or whatever, but they just wing it.
you know, I've seen people with training who just wing it. So, you know, it's just a different world, man. And when you put it, you know, between the lines, you're making a movie.
It doesn't, none of that matters.
It matters, but it's like, hey, let's
As long as the end product is good, I
let's
guess.
focus on what we got. Let's go. You know.
Okay, now is that something that you would explore as far as Danny Trevino on TikTok? Whether it's a 15-second clip of a comedy
Yeah.
or Instagram or
Yeah, I think it's funny to make funny stuff, or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if make short videos with your friends. I've done some really silly stuff for YouTube, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of it's like been all improv. We did one for Star Wars Day. Me and my buddy Aaron Vasquez,
Okay.
where we're just roommates, and I'm like a guy trying to join the dark side, and he's just
That's
like,
funny.
and he's a guy obsessed with Princess Leia, and we just improv the whole thing.
How long was the clip? Or
I want to say it was like 5 to 7 minutes long, but
wow,
but
and I don't want to say it's hard,
Yeah.
but once you got that flow, it's just all freestyle.
we were just laughing, and he had his like 2-year-old daughter in there, just in the little playpen while we were shooting. So sometimes you hear her in the background. It was just really fun and silly. So sometimes you just got to create.
True.
And so I think
On the fly, I guess they
and I
call
think
it.
the more creativity out there, the better.
Yeah.
The more mediums there are to create, I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes away from all the other things in the world, like the politics everybody keeps talking about, or the
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
things or whatever. Like this is a way to have
Or
fun.
within the industry, I guess.
Yeah, and just to have fun. It's a good way to have fun.
Yeah. So where do you see, you're based out of Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the future of film in Austin? Is it technically the second Hollywood or?
Well, it used to be.
Okay. So that's already gone now.
Yeah, because we had lost some film incentives, right?
Okay.
But they did sign some more film incentives recently, so hopefully that'll be bringing a lot more work back to Austin.
Okay.
Right now, Atlanta is really booming.
Really?
Yes.
For film or television?
Film and television.
Really?
New Mexico is about to start blowing up because I think Netflix is going to build a studio out there, and maybe NBC,
Oh, wow.
from what I heard. So different little pockets, because it's cheaper to film and these
In-house
places,
or? The States because of the.
because of the incentives. So
I see.
people don't want to film in Hollywood as much anymore because of the fact that they can get it done for a lot cheaper here and get some money back.
Basically.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts on? I think Disney is doing Disney. Is it Disney Television?
Mm-hmm.
They're calling it. Did they merge with somebody, or they're starting from scratch?
I have no idea how it works, but I know that they're doing their own streaming service and stuff
Yes.
too, so where they're going to have all their own content on there.
Original content.
Yeah. So all these places they're getting more and more. They're getting their own streaming content. They're going to need more and more actors to fulfill these jobs.
Yes.
So it's a good time to be an actor right now. You just got to get on one of these platforms.
Get closer to.
Yeah,
And I tell people there's a gap.
Yeah.
If the studios are in New Mexico, and I'm not saying you have to move to New Mexico, but let them see you. Let them know that hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
But because I see, so-and-so merged with so-and-so, and then Netflix, and they, I just saw something not too long ago, they missed their international subscriber forecast, whatever. So the shares tanked by X amount, and they're doing good, nationwide, but overseas they're not doing good. So obviously this is big money that they're playing with, or not playing with, but big money at stake.
Absolutely.
That goes beyond what we're doing. But my question is, what do you think is the future of those type of platforms like the Netflix, the Disney TV? What else is there? Was it Apple TV, Roku?
Yeah.
I just make TV. I don't watch TV.
Yeah. So exactly. No. So basically, everybody wanted to cut the cord of cable, right? And like, I'm going to just get Netflix only or whatever.
Because cable was $50 to $100 a month,
Yeah,
right?
right. But here's what's happening now. They found a way around it. So now NBC has its own streaming channel.
Okay.
So they're going to charge something.
Hold on, but is it NBC and it has?
It has all their shows on there.
Hold on, okay, I'm confused. So if you don't have cable, you're not subscribed to cable, but you put on, let's say, Channel 4, okay, locally.
No, just get Apple TV. You have an app, and it'll have all of NBC's shows on there. Now you can pay.
to access whenever you want.
the NBC shows. but then you want to pay for your Sports Center stuff. Then you want to pay for this. So you're still.
It's a la carte, I guess you call it.
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it could.
So now
more money.
all these different streaming services and television networks, they're going to need content to fill all of those things.
Okay.
So that hopefully, that'll be great news for actors, and hopefully we can get me on one of those. Yeah. So.
Wink, wink. No. Okay. Talking about that, do you see yourself? Because obviously, I don't think you're over 40 years old. Do you see yourself becoming an executive, becoming like? Let's say you have your run at it, because here's the beauty about being an actor. You can be 91 years old and still be doing it. It's not like a basketball player that once they hit 37-ish, it's kind of like, this guy's, the longevity of that specific athlete is not there anymore, realistically. But an actor, you can still stay relevant. But do you see yourself becoming executive level, totally behind the scenes, looking for the talent, or basically operations director kind of person? Or is your rush more, I got to be in front of the camera?
I love being in front of the camera. I can see myself being diverse and doing, wearing multiple hats.
I see.
I've done, for a web series, and I've done casting. We brought people in for the auditions. I read with the other actors, and we picked, the actors for our web series at the time.
And the casting couch myth isn't there, right?
No, very professional, very cool.
Very cool.
And so that was a great experience for me to try to do too, and also seeing how other actors perform at their auditions as well, and trying to make them feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, you want them to give their best performance at an audition, because you want to hire the best actor for that part, So I could see myself wearing multiple hats, but I don't think I could ever see myself walking away from being in front of the camera.
Still being in front, getting I don't want to call it getting the exposure, but
no, just
all eyes
I like
on.
Performing. It doesn't mean all eyes on me, I like just performing as an actor.
Well, being the center of and whether you're we'll just say being in front of the camera. We'll just leave it, as you said, being in front of the camera. Now, you had your daughter recently.
Yes.
How has that affected your daily life as an actor? Because now, obviously, when you have a woman involved, a woman has needs. Maybe you can't go to all these premieres and showings and this and that. How has it honestly affected your daily life as a go type of actor?
Well, I was supposed to be in San Diego this weekend,
this
week for Comic-Con. And I have a 16-day-old daughter.
You just found out about the 16-year-old.
No, but I have a daughter who's 2 weeks old. I can't be flying to San Diego right now. My daughter, needs her dad at home right now, so I can still go to audition.
And the woman, your girl, she needs,
Roxanne,
she needs you at home as well, because
we're learning how to be parents right now. But I got to work too. So next week I have 2 auditions. So it's just about the rescheduling things, around, and trying to figure out how this all works. I filmed a short film on Sunday. And we had to figure that out, how we can have, mom with a baby, Roxanne with a baby, and then also, making sure she has enough help around her while dad's filming, for, 8-10 hours.
And then maybe come back and then have to go again.
So, and just making sure everything's okay, and then trying to act as well. When the whole time, you're thinking about your daughter, so
that's the tough thing, especially, and I have 2 sons. And obviously, if anybody follows my content, I'm just go. But you do have to find the time to say, wait, there's more people than me in my equation now.
I mean, even coming to this interview, she's at home. My parents were there for a little bit, and she's at home with her mom. Dakota's at home with Roxanne right now. And I right before we went on air, I was texting, "Is everything cool right now? Because I'm going to be on this show for about an hour."
My phone's off for 1 hour.
So it's on. So it's just a whole nother element to your life that's added, but it's great. Like I said, it drives you to want to do better. I have a daughter. I want her to be happy. I want her to be well fed. I want her to be, I want everything for her. So it definitely makes you work harder.
And what about relationship wise also? Because here's what I've seen, and it doesn't matter whether you're a musician, whether you're an actor, whether you're a radio DJ even. as you start gaining more attention, okay, and I say this all the time, money follows attention, but not just money, but in your case, it'd be females, or his females, we'll say, or both. Hey, nobody's judging anybody. 2019, whoever wants to chase who, you can do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, how does that affect relationships to where now you're like, I'm on TV, I'm on film, I'm on here, I'm on there, and what we call them is the groupies.
Yeah. It's definitely played a part in other relationships for sure.
Really?
To where that
Like detrimental to those relationships?
Yeah,
or?
because and it just depends how mature you are at the time.
True.
When I was younger, I was like, hey, there's girls everywhere. This is great,
They're unlimited.
Yeah, this is so much fun. Let's pop bottles, and but now, if you are in a relationship at my age with someone, you have to make sure there's an open line of communication.
Okay. Expectations on both sides.
And think about this, like they're gonna see me kissing another woman on TV.
Yeah.
They're gonna see me at a premiere on a big screen with another woman doing
Yeah, and it could be a more intimate type of scene
absolutely.
also, not just the kids.
And so they have to understand that going into the relationship, and so you got to find someone that that understands that. Yeah.
I see. And has it been tough for this relationship compared to other ones, or do you know how to prep them because of the experiences with the other ones?
It's never easy. I mean, they're not, but it's a lot easier, when they know that going in.
I see. Okay.
And say, hey, this is my job.
Yeah.
I have to kiss beautiful women.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it sucks, right? Doesn't it suck? I remember a buddy of mine. His father owned the club, but he was a general manager for a gentleman's club, as they call them.
Yes.
And here's a funny thing, okay? He said it's basically naked women and literally unlimited alcohol and a lot of cash flowing. He goes, you would think this is the job that every man wants. I said, okay. He was more of a computer. I mean, he was a cool guy, cool cat and everything, but he loved more working the internet, making money off the internet, doing this. And now he's in China doing stuff or whatever. But it was really, I'll never forget that conversation with him, because you're making 150 grand a year locally. And, I don't know about side money or to the table, whatever. But you would think like, dude, this is a dream job. And then your dad owns a place.
Yeah.
You have way more pull than anybody else, or you have really can get away with it. But he was like, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do something else. But now let me ask you this. If you weren't acting, let's say for whatever reason, you just woke up one day and the drive was just gone to act.
Jeez, yeah.
What do you think you would be doing other than acting?
Man, I don't even know. Like,
But have you ever thought about it?
No.
Really?
No, I don't want to think about me not acting.
Hey, and the reason I ask that is because obviously we know actors don't have a check come, well, maybe with, as you progress and royalties from movies and such possibly, but as far as up and comings, we'll call them.
Yeah.
Up and coming actors don't have a direct deposit check every single week for $2,000 per week.
Right.
It's literally like a DJ, like a club
know.
DJ. Your only job is looking for your next job.
Yep, absolutely.
And DJ Lottie Dog actually told me that. DJ Lottie Dog back in the day said, my only job is looking for my next job.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? He goes, dude, that's how DJs live. So that's what I was really curious on. Let's say it all, for whatever reason, somebody put something online about you that you might have said way back then, nobody wants to book you. Now you're screwed. Because nowadays, in a split second, you can become the dirt of the dirt. So there has to be something that you've thought over the years, like, or is it totally not even crossed your mind?
You know what? I don't like to think about that.
Okay.
Because I don't want this to go away.
Yes.
And so I'm fighting as hard as I can to make sure that, my drive doesn't go away for acting.
Yeah.
So if I start thinking about a plan B.
It's like looking at other women while you're married.
Yeah. So it's like if I'm trying to plan B, then, then why even think about plan A?
True.
So I'm just going to go for it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I first found out that I was going to have a child, I thought, oh my God, I need to have get a regular job. But that wouldn't have made me happy. It would have made me miserable at home.
Yeah.
So I'm just completely focused on acting right now.
Yeah.
And and raising my family. And so it's go time.
Yeah. And another reason why I asked is because I remember I think it was Will Smith actually. They were talking about divorce, okay? Him and Jada. And when they were talking about divorce, he said, divorce is not an option. We don't even talk about divorce. We don't even consider the word divorce, or we don't talk about the word divorce. And by you saying, and I was trying to pull it out of you to see what you would say, but you're so straight on, basically, there's no options. There is nothing other than acting. And that to me proves that the drive is like, this is it, brother.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
I mean, there's things I could do. I'm the MC for the Austin Spurs.
Yeah.
This will be my 15th season coming
but
up to that.
is it a part-time gig that because you know them so well?
Right, it's for fun. It's because I love the Spurs.
It's kind of like a hobby type of,
and and I've built up a great relationship with the fans that come to the games. But I'm not out to be in the NBA trying to be that guy. I want to act.
You're not dressing up in the coyote outfit doing the flips during the.
But I mean, I could, But so there are options for me out there. If I wanted to, be a host of something else. But like
But those are extra pay options. But I'm talking about career-wise.
No, career. I mean, I can't.
Straight acting.
Yeah, acting and. In the film industry, in the creative industry, that could change. Who knows? Like maybe there's some like hologram thing I don't even know about coming up. And
Tupac's about to pop up right
what's
now.
up, Pac?
Hey.
All eyes on me.
Insert Pac, please.
Right here.
Editors.
The West Side. And then, but yeah, I want to just stay creative. Keep driven on being creative.
Yes.
Keep driven on having a good time. And just have fun with life. It's life is too short to be working for the man who just all the time, who just all they care about is just you put in your 40, 50 hours a week for their bottom line.
Overtime,
and you can't go to lunch sometimes because they want more money, and you only get your 30-minute lunch instead of your hour lunch. I'm not doing that anymore.
You know what I call that? Freedom, liberty, and ownership. Those are the three things you don't have. And we've all been there, done that. Don't get me wrong. You have no freedom, you have no liberty, and you have no ownership. Now they might tell you, oh, you're in charge of this department.
Yeah.
But in reality, you can't change the name of the business.
Yeah.
You can't change the color scheme. You can't change the layout of the organization or the restaurant or the store or even a trailer, believe it or not. If you work at a little food trailer, it doesn't matter. But that's what I admire about people that say, screw it, I'm going gung-ho. If I got to go do some BS job, in the meantime, they know it's a BS job. To be able to fund or maintain the level or the steam that they have with whatever they got going on, those are the type of people I admire, because there's people that have a lot of excuses. And they'll say, well, I can't because of this. I can't leave my job because of this. I can't do this because, and it's okay, don't get me wrong, because it's a fear that they have. But there's people like me and you, we're fearless, bro. We just go.
Like, there was a time where I did have after the radio, I did have a job at a pretty big corporation here for about a year, because I had but it was just crazy. My agent was like, "Hey, you're missing auditions.
Yeah,
you have to figure this out." So I took the leap, and I just
screw it.
I put in my 2 weeks. I'm still in good terms with them, and that's when you saw me when I was doing those crazy little jobs, like any kind of just regular job just to make a little money.
Because you need cash. That's what people don't understand. Yeah. You still need to pay the electric bill. You still need to pay the rent. You got a truck or a car payment or whatever it is. And when you start really calculating, just barely scraping it, you still need $2,000 a month.
Yep.
At minimum $2,000 a month.
Yeah, and so I was doing all these random jobs, but I was going to auditions.
Yes.
And I was, it was a struggle. It was hard, and it's still hard. But you just don't give up.
Yeah.
You just got to keep going, and and you're gonna have obstacles that come in your way. You have to adapt. And don't be afraid to ask for help too.
Yeah. And that's why it's funny you say that. That's why I notice a lot of people, because they're looked at like they know everything. A lot of people don't want to ask for help, and even me, Billy, I'll even be the first to tell you, there's certain times where I'm like, damn, I need this, I need that. But I feel very hesitant to ask for people, because the people that I want to ask are the people that look at me like, you should already know that. And I'm like, dude, I'm freaking lost.
Yeah.
Or it might be just a small little thing. But yeah, by you saying that is good confirmation for me. Like, hey, dude, get this thing out of your mind and go ask somebody for some help.
Yeah, you gotta, as driven as you can possibly be, you gotta be humble still.
True.
And
regardless of the level that you're at, financial or socially or morally, whatever it is, I'm glad you said that because it's just more in my head that I need to.
Yeah, I mean, never be afraid to ask another human being for help, you know, or ask, you know, for some advice, you know, or maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe someone else can help me find a better path or a better way,
True.
you know.
Shortcuts even or
yeah,
whatever.
you know, whatever it is, you know, there's no direct path, you know, for any job to success, like really, you know, there's different ways, different options on how to get there,
Okay.
you know, and no matter which, you know, like Jay-Z says in the song, is like, you know, he had the fork in the road and went straight, you know, and so he just made his own path.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you got to do sometimes.
So to close it out, what do you want to leave people with, or something that you want to talk about, something that you're working on, that you're excited about right now? That's just, hey, 'cause I know you're, you know, hyped up about your daughter, and obviously when it's the first one and brand new baby, it's like everything's about the baby. And you know, I follow the page, follow your content, and I love seeing the funny poses and faces you're making. And you know, when they're little, they just kind of like hang out. They don't do nothing cool. But it's like, everybody wait, she just put her arm up.
Oh yeah.
She just did this. And it's every week, every month, it's like a new thing. But what is something, before we close out, that you'd like to talk about or bring up, or that we didn't know about Danny Trevino, the actor?
Oh man, you know, I just want, you know, our community as actors here in Austin, you know, to just keep creating, you know, and don't give up, you know, and you know, I'm excited about a lot of things. You know, our movie Headphones is still doing really well in the film festival circuit. I'm waiting to see about this pilot that we shot a couple of months ago, and if we get this picked up for a couple seasons, this will be nice.
A pilot
episode.
So
We've shot one episode, and they're shopping it around, and it's a possibility we might get picked up for 2 seasons for that.
And that would be a major network, or it'd be like a net?
They're looking for all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there's been some really good
Whoever
talks.
cuts the check.
Yes, that's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
but they have to be a legit establishment,
yeah,
of course.
I have a starring role in that, you know, and so I'm really hoping for that. And then I just recently finished a film called Your First Day in Hell. It's a short film that I did with director David Reyes, and that's going to be a really funny little dark comedy about your first day in hell.
Oh,
yeah. So, and I play this like really silly character, and you know, other than that, you know, I'm excited about you know, all the challenges that fatherhood is going to bring to me. I'm excited about you know, that the most, and then of course, you know, I still see a lot bigger things for me in the future in the acting world. Yeah.
That's really cool. I appreciate you coming. Telling your story.
For sure.
Now, I want to ask you something, one last thing, because there was a movie, I don't know if you produced it or were in it, I remember. It was about social media, I believe, before social media really got, or
it was called Generation Me.
Generation Me, okay. But it was, what year was this, by the way?
That was the year we got laid off radio. That was a feature film I was in called Generation Me. We won some awards with that one. And that was basically showing how social media messes up people's relationships. And this is back in like the MySpace days.
That's what I was going to say, because the reason I brought it up was because this was literally, what, 10 years old?
10 years ago, yeah.
So 10 years ago, a film comes out, how long was it?
It was a feature film. It was like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay. So a film comes out 10 years, when it was MySpace, do you think what y'all did in the movie and the way you portrayed it and all that, was it ahead of its time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I wanted
I just watched it again like about a month ago.
Really?
Still funny, still holds true. A lot of great actors, a lot of great talent from Austin. And if you guys can find it, it's called My Generation. Look for it. I think it's on like Amazon or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just kind of curious because I saw clips of it, but I never saw the full thing.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
But when I remember, I was like, this movie has to have been like ahead of its time.
It was great, but it still holds true. It still all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just shows you that, you know, and that was the first film I did after we got laid off the radio, and that's what just really like, all right, let's go, you know. And
that was
started going to film festivals, and you know, we you know, our director Erica,
local.
She was amazing, you know, woman director. That was, you know, ahead of her time, you know. Back then, she won the Austin Chronicle Best Emerging Filmmaker.
Oh wow!
With that one, and so it was a great film for the time and for today.
Damn, that's really cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
Danny Trevino.
Thank you.
Best luck to everything you do,
Thank
and
you.
as you continue to drive for success for not just you, but for your new family.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.